I know I'll probably sound like an uncle saying this, but I have to. Back in my day when developers used to roll out hot fixes, they would give out a whole 15 polls like, what's up with these new numbers, these new devs these days, man, with their no 50/50s and new fancy casino banners. Anyway. Anyway, let's disregard that old man for a second and let's talk about how NTE has rolled out hot fixes, and apparently devs have listened, where I did talk about a lot about how if there's issues, if there's especially bug fixes and stuff like that, we should be compensated for pulls, and it makes the most sense for that to happen because when you really sit down and think about it, the developers have a lot to gain to do this, especially now on launch. I feel like it's completely different than down the road. Those are two different instances because now, especially now when NTE has literally just came out of probably some of the biggest dramas I've seen a game has encountered on launch, especially with the whole AI stuff, and also at a time where its competitor Genshin Impact, the very thing they're proving upon, is actually being called out for the lack of resources and lacks of pools. And well, guess where a lot of players can go? Something that resembles Genshin Impact a lot, NTE. And when they get to NTE, they're going to see a different approach in how the developers go about treating their player base by giving them a lot more freebies, the very thing they were complaining about over there, which can give player satisfaction, long awaited player satisfaction. Now, I have been very vocal about this for quite some time, and because the standard was set by Wuthering Waves years ago. All right, when Wuthering Waves came out, I know I'm a broken record with this one, but I will keep saying it.
I'm reminding you.
Wuthering Waves Japan had an issue with Jian, the first character to release in Wuthering Waves history, had an issue with the description of his signature weapon. Japan only. That was unique to Japan. Guess what happened? That's right. They fixed the issue and rolled out 15 pulls, not to just Japan, to everybody. That's the type of standard that was set by Wuthering Waves. This is the type of stuff we expect games to do on launch when certain bugs and stuff happen. I also remember there was just an issue, some stuff like just hot fixes that the devs will do, and I think they rolled out like 3 single polls, stuff like that. Like, here you go, standard. If I remember, they were green. I'm pretty sure they were green. And so this is the standard that was set by Wuthering Waves years ago. And so a lot of us over here in the space that have one experienced that or two heard about that and are a little bit pro-consumer are gonna expect other developers to behave the same. Now, I'm not saying NTE should roll out 15 polls like Wuthering Waves is, but I wouldn't mind more than just 2, you know what I'm saying? Why not make it a 10? Like, why are we at, oh, you know what, just make it a 5. For crying out loud, just make it a 5, because why the hell not? And I can hear some of you guys that are, let's just say, less expecting and less demanding from developers. Can you just manage your expectations, boy? We'd appreciate it. Like, you're not in Wuthering Waves over here. Fine, if they're not gonna help us get our 2D anime baddies, today's sponsor will. This video is sponsored by EnjoyGM. EnjoyGM lets you get in-game top-ups at a discount with saving up to 19% off your gacha purchases. The very thing you need to get more 2D anime baddies. The $100 pack only costs $81 here. Prices may vary, of course, because of region. The process is really simple. All it needs is your UID in server region, no login, no password, no risk to your account. In addition to the 19% discount, new users can get an additional 8% off on their first purchase if they were to use my link in the description. One of the most important things in today's times, especially on the internet, is safety. EnjoyGM is PCI DSS certified, and the service is safe and trustworthy with excellent reviews on Trustpilot. Click the link below and enjoy your savings now. Thank you, EnjoyGM, for sponsoring the channel. Let's get back into the video. Now, in the post of NTE's official Twitter, there's a little detail that got me scratching my head, which we will go over together right here. If we go over here to NTE's official Twitter, they have rolled out a few hot fixes recently. Now, the first one, in my opinion, that we have to mention is the AI hot fix, all right? Because, you know, like I said at the start, NTE has went a major, huge drama, and, you know, they had to fix some things in the background. Well, of course, we don't necessarily deserve compensation for background stuff that we pretty much didn't even care about, unless like you're a little bit sensitive to that type of topic, for example. But I do feel like because of the overall controversy we've had in this space of players that are hanging out in this space, I mean, it's been a little daunting and annoying to deal with some of the backlash happening. Now, of course, we could easily ha-ha he-he's, which a lot of us did over here, but I do feel like a little bit of a compensation just to say thank you to the players that still stood by and took all the heat and still was vocal in defending the game. You know, a little bit of a thank you, a little bit of a we appreciate you would have been nice. Now, I hear some of you guys may be saying it's maybe the 10 pull that came with Hattori, the 10 standard pulls that came with it. That may have been the thank you, but they didn't say that explicitly, and it wasn't directly after the hot fixes were made. It was for Hattori's release, and I hope personally that that is a thing they will start doing. Like every second half of the patches, they roll out 10 standard pulls. I think that's very, very helpful because especially right now, by the launch of the game, standard characters are very, very valuable. I know I only have one of them because luck, I guess. I still have to use my selectors, of course, but I just want to get to another pity before just using the selection. And also, even if I were to get them, I can't upgrade them or level them. I think it's premature for me to get them right now. But I digress. I'm going a little bit too meta gacha gamer right now. Now, if we go over here, there's just a bunch of fixes. For example, I think it's like a mobile fix, Cheese's poke cheek animation companions invitation. Anyway, just cute little fixes over there. So we can see here just a bunch of fixes that included no free pulls whatsoever, but that's not the case on the new one they rolled out today, where they go, hey, appraiser, to improve your gameplay experience, we'll be rolling out a hot fix on May 21st, which is today, and time I'm recording this video as well. 1400, which is 2 p.m. UTC plus 8. Unfortunately for us, UTC plus 8 time zones right now are 6:25 a.m. in times of recording this video, so we won't be able to see this live with us in the video. Unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about it in the comments because there's a little bit of a detail as to why I want us to have a conversation in the comments, which we'll get into right now. You may experience a brief lag, crash, or disconnect during the update. Once it's complete, just log back in to finish the update. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, that's fine, I guess. We've identified an issue with the exploration guide page where the fabricated dice rewards aren't being distributed correctly. The team is actively working on a fix. For affected appraisers who reached exploration guide level 10 before the fix and only received 1 dice, we'll be sending out an additional 2 dice after the update goes live. Thank you for your patience. Now, what the hell is exploration guide? If you're like me, you're asking some questions. What the fuck is an exploration guide? Well, if we go over here to the menu, this is the exploration guide. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
So this is exploration guide, and as you can see here, for example, I'm at level 10, right? I think I am at level 10, and I need to obtain this thing here where I'm supposed to obtain 2 pulls, right? And if I only get 1 pull due to the bug, I will obtain an additional 2 pulls. Now, let's be honest. This isn't a big deal, but like I said, when CN was exploiting the bug, and then the rest of us got also compensated for CN exploiting the bug, I feel like when compensations are rolled out, just give it to everybody. Just give it to everybody. Why can't we also get 2 pulls even though we haven't reached stupid level 10? Why? So now I have to sit here and rush the hell out of a hunter level of exploration guide level 10 to see that maybe I might just grab me a small single pull over there, right? And I feel like why can't we just, when this stuff happens, why can't we just give it to everybody? I don't understand. It's 2 standard pulls. It's not gonna break anything. It's not making or breaking anything. So I can hear some people on the other side going, well, then why are you complaining about it if it's not gonna make or break anything? It's more about the spirit of it all. I feel like we should encourage developers to always give us at least levels of compensation that are global, that impact everybody, because ultimately the game is just better off of it. It's not too big, but it definitely helps with player satisfaction. I feel like that is the perfect middle ground where the developer should operate in terms of how they go about treating the players. Especially when you once again look at the standard that the other developers has already set when it comes to behaviors like this. When there's an issue with the game, everybody's compensated. Yes, it impacts only certain players, or only certain players had this issue and they want to limit it to just those players. But I feel like it's just a missed opportunity. Just reward everybody. Why not? Because why not? Why not? I know, oh, well, they have to make sure these premium currencies are as valuable as possible. Like if they just keep giving them out for free, they start to lose some of that value. And let's not forget, they don't have a 50-50. Therefore, you don't have as much need of pulls like that. Understandable. I do. I think we can easily understand that. Fabricated dice is standard pulls. Are you telling me I can't even get 2 standard pulls? For crying out loud? So I don't understand why they keep doing this, because once again, if you remember, there's a video I've made before where at first only CN was going to be compensated for the exploit that a lot of players were doing, and then they made it into global. Why can't we have this for something like this too? It's 2 standard pulls, for fuck's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. If anything, they should just roll out a free 5 because, like, again, it's the start, it's the launch. It's a good time to really feed the players, especially ex-Genshin players that are coming in disappointed by how the developers are treating them because due to freebies. And you also look at how Wuthering Waves was treating players in situations like this. You just do some of that. I feel like it's just smart for the developers to do that. I'll be honest with you, kind of disappointed, low-key. I really am. I don't encourage this type of behavior from developers. I understand it. I know why they're doing it. I'm just not going to encourage it. I think it sucks to be on the receiving end. Now I gotta sit here and grind this shit. So in case I get the bug, I get a free pull. For crying out loud. I'm not even City Tycoon level 18. How the hell am I supposed to get to City Tycoon level 18 that fast? I gotta sit here. I gotta sweat this. These are casual games. I don't want to sit here and sweat this stuff. God damn it! But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I think they kind of should step their game up in terms of freebies, man. I'm not gonna lie, because right now I'm kind of disappointed. And I understand that there's no 50-50, but an argument could also be made that in the future, we don't know how the pull economy is going to be. That's a huge concern that a lot of players have that is probably going to be answered in 1.1, 1.2, because we're going to see how much freebies and how much you can obtain via each patch. And if it's the same numbers as like the Hoyo games or the WUA, then we're golden. But if it's lower by a lot due to no 50-50, we're going to have a problem. We're definitely going to have a problem. I feel like one of the big appeals of NTE is definitely the fact that you can just also hunt down for skins. You can hunt down for car skins, etc., etc. Like there's so much other stuff that you can dig for in the game that encourages players to want to get more pulls. All right. So hopefully they can, or at least like a medium, something like Genshin Impact. If they just, I think the Genshin numbers would be fine if, you know, because due to the lack of 50-50, there would be, like, you can guarantee yourself 1 character per pack, like guaranteed. And if you have like the monthly pass or something like that, you can help yourself even more. So yeah, I think that's gonna be me, man. I think for now, I'm a little disappointed, a little concerned, because I've seen this pattern of behavior before, and a lot of us that have been around the block over here in this gacha space, we've seen this type of behavior before, and this is slightly alarming, man. It really is for me. So we'll see how things go from there. And yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.